You're watching New Car Spin. This is a Honda Accord Hybrid, but we're not here to talk about that today. It is Monday, June 14th, and a couple of tidbits are out there right now. Obviously, we have Car-nage, where we have the chip shortage preventing everybody from being able to buy a new car. So now even car rental companies are going to Manheim auctions and buying a ton of used cars and putting them out on the rental fleet, and that's driving up all of everything, all used car prices, everything's going up. So just in May alone, the value index for Manheim went up to like 28% over the previous month. So that is a catastrophic leap ahead for used car prices. And just recently I read that the average age of a light duty vehicle is 12.1 years, and that's the highest it's ever been as well. And you might go, wow, what's going on here? Well, they don't really make bad cars anymore. Granted, I am in a hybrid. That's a whole different discussion. If you haven't seen my last video about the Sonata hybrid, you should probably check that out, because I do have a theory here, but we'll talk about that in my hybrid review. Today, we're going to visit the car dealerships I visited a couple weeks ago to kind of give you guys an idea of what is going on, at least here in the Dallas area, with new car dealerships and inventory. And I've done something similar when I drove from Charlotte to Dallas last month as well. I noticed all the Ford dealers were empty, all the Chevy dealers were empty. Here in Plano, the Mercedes dealer was completely empty. So the Mazda dealer, though, had tons of cars. They were stacking them deep, and they had CX-5s coming out their back end, literally the back side of the dealership. So today, because I did a post over the weekend, I know, about what do you guys want to see. I said, do you want to see more road trip videos? Do you want to see more new car reviews? Most of the responses on the poll I did were, no, I want to see more Car-nage. So here we go. It's a Monday. I got my new press car, and might as well drive someone else's car around, right? And what we're gonna do is, this truck's coming. I'm gonna let him go by first. What we're gonna do is we're gonna visit some of these car dealerships and see what's been going on since the last time I recorded. You'll remember I was in my Roadster and it was raining. So now it's much better, although it is 91 degrees out, so it's totally different environment now. But it is after Memorial Day, and you know, I did say buy your car now before June hits, because you won't be able to get any. And so obviously the used car index goes up, everything goes crazy. Well, just a couple weeks ago I was here. That is the Mazda dealer. They're all gone, and it's completely under construction. It's amazing. I had no idea that was going to happen. How in the world does that occur? Now, I noticed this fence. This fence was pretty interesting. You know, it could hide, Ford dealers could use it, maybe Chevy dealers could use it to hide their lack of inventory, but that is seriously the Mazda dealer. So it's a good time, I guess, to do remodeling if you don't have any cars. But they had a ton of cars, but now they don't, I guess. And then if we go down the street here, you will see the Chevy dealer and the Volkswagen dealer. So let me pause this video and I will resume when we get across to the other side of this signal. Okay, we're coming up on Volkswagen, and they have a lot back there, so they have a lot up front. So the used cars are up front, which is odd. And then like on the second half, there's an ID4 back in there, a bunch of Atlases, which are all made in Chattanooga, Tennessee. You can see they still look full. Those are all new, so that's good. And then if we go down, they own this entire block, so you see the new Tiguan right there. That's pretty interesting. That's really cool, actually. Let's take a photo of that if I can. Let's see. Bink. All right, so they've got new cars, and obviously each manufacturer will have a different supply, and that's partly because they're all made in different parts of the world. Some of these Volkswagens are made in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Some of them are made in Mexico. So the Jetta is made in Mexico. I think the new Golf is also made in Mexico. The Passat is made in Chattanooga. So Vanagon, wow. All right, let's go around the corner. This Honda handles pretty well around corners. It's pretty flat. It's nice. All right, bunch of service and used car stuff here. So they don't look dire. They don't look like some of the dealers I've gone by. It's a Passat. So they got stuff. That's all good. And then a used car up front. So they seem to be doing just okay. So if you really need a car, Volkswagen's got cars. I'm not sure what Mazda did. I'm sure they still have cars, but their dealership completely under construction. So down here is Chevrolet, and this Chevrolet only had government vehicles. So let's see what they've got now. When I come right around this little bend here, we'll see it. Last time I heard, GM had a 7-day supply, 7-day inventory on vehicles. So that's like across the whole country. Okay, so here's a Chevy dealer. You see some construction vehicles. Empty. They got some trucks back there. An Expedition. Oh, it's a Suburban, okay. But it doesn't have a window Monroney on it. It's pretty bare here. In my past videos, you'd see a bunch of Corvettes and Camaros and stuff. And over there on the corner, I mean, those are all used vehicles. So, you know, what's tragic about all this is not the fact that you can't buy a car. It's the fact that, I mean, where do these salespeople go? I mean, they need to make money. They got to put food on the table, that kind of stuff. But when you don't have anything to sell, it shows you how bad the situation is for management. And, you know, obviously there's money on the table that isn't being made, but there's also financing money that isn't being made. This is the body shop over here, so that's a little different situation, but let's go around to the back side. And they had a lot here. This lot had a bunch of commercial vehicles in it, which it still does. So we got some Colorados, some stuff in there. I think it's funny that I'm driving around in a manufacturer vehicle recording car dealerships. I don't know how I ended up doing this for a living, but I appreciate the support. Please like and subscribe and comment and share with your friends. Apparently I get more action on these videos if you share them. I really don't need to drive through their lot again, but that's what they have. And then this is another body shop. Essentially, the way it's been looking today, and I'm actually also looking at the weather while we're doing this. See the clouds and stuff. We might get some thunderstorms this afternoon. We're gonna make our way now to more of the northern side, Richardson off of 75, head towards the Ford dealer. There's a Toyota dealer, and we'll see what those lots look like. It's been interesting, you know, Ford hasn't made 400,000 F-150s recently, and up to 80,000 cars have been reduced on the production side of things. So essentially, like, there are far fewer cars being built, and that means the used car market's going up. But you know, the difference between buying a used car and a new car, a used car is you get what you pay for, and in terms of the condition or the mileage or whatever. You don't really know the service history. There should be a service history. It depends on how old it is. But for new cars, obviously it's like you're starting from scratch, but you get a better deal on new cars even today. Don't talk to me about depreciation, because that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm talking about cash money. So the way it works is a manufacturer can put money on the line to sell a car, and the dealer hardly makes any money selling a new car. They make more money selling a used car. So, you know, $3,000 padding on a spread on a used car is a better deal than, you know, $900 plus some kind of like incentive to get more new vehicles to sell. So when you look at the way these dealerships are, you have to accommodate the logic there. So then they also have service. So I'm actually worried that there's going to be a shortage of vehicle parts, because if they're not making F-150s, who's making brake pads? Nobody needs to make brake pads because they're not building cars, so you don't need to build brake pads. So I think there's going to be a chain reaction there with car parts. So now let's see where we're going to go. Ford. This is Ford. So last time they had a bunch of cars parked at angles, and they were used trucks, and now I see new trucks here parked at angles. These are new. Yep. So that's good. They have trucks. And then Expeditions, Explorers, some used cars. And then here's the Nissan dealer. They have new cars on the right, and yep, some Z's, some used cars. So they have inventory, and they have new Titans, I think, back there. So it looks like there's some supply again, but let's go see if we can go around the backside and see if there's vast empty spaces. I'll pause it and catch up. Okay, so we have some hotels back here, but then these are the dealerships. And they're all protected, obviously. So Nissan, no real empty space. This is the Ford dealer. So yeah, it's not as bad, I think, as it was the first time I came around 3 weeks ago. But they, you know, you still can't get the new Bronco, the full-size Bronco. Not sure what that's about. Bit of a space here, so you know, they might be resorting to do some tricks here, putting stickers on the car that make them look like new cars. Can't really tell. Okay, so those Explorers are used. Those Expeditions are new. And I'm only going off the fact that I'm just driving by seeing window stickers that are actual Monronis. So yeah, they're doing better, which is good to see, because it means that people can get new trucks. All right, now let's see what Mercedes in Plano looks like. I'll catch up with you. Actually, before I go to Mercedes, I totally forgot here. This is Honda, and I don't really see a gap, but you see a bunch of used cars up front. And let's go wait for this traffic to clear. We'll see. I mean, obviously we have that red car right there. That's a Chevy. It's kind of interesting to see that at the Honda dealer. Man, this traffic just won't stop. I'm gonna pull out, but not like go quickly. Okay, here we go. Good. Okay. So a bunch of used cars here in the corner, and then the new ones over there, but they look like Honda Pilots or CRVs. RAV4? CRV? I don't remember. You know what I mean. The Jeep dealer, Jeep, Ram, Chrysler, whatever, has new Rams. But I don't see too many Jeeps, do you? I don't see much. Oh, there we go. So we've got some Durangos, some Wranglers. Those are all new. And some Gaps, actually. Plenty of Gaps. They have a whole empty lot here. And I do know that they've been idling their plants, and they've been making a big deal out of their new plant, their Mac plant in Michigan, being building the Grand Cherokee L. So maybe they've just shifted that production. So this is another thing here. This is the Toyota dealership, and obviously there's a huge amount of space. Okay, this is their pre-owned side. So more, okay, this is pre-owned now for, yeah, these dealers constantly shift around. So this is pre-owned for Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram now. More traffic. And then we'll go. There we go. Okay, so Toyota used vehicles as well. And then there are supposed to be Toyota new vehicles. There's a Raptor used car, okay. This is the new Toyota side. A lot of Camrys. Still a big gap right there. Yep. So when I thought Toyota wasn't affected, now it looks like maybe they are. That would make sense because, you know, people getting good prices for their old cars and then going and buying new cars because they can. That makes sense. So what I'm saying right now is, I'm not saying don't buy a car because it's too expensive. I would think that, yeah, buying a used car, the prices are going to be high, and then buying a new car, it's going to be higher because, you know, they're not going to do deals, but they have to sell those cars. So don't pay markup, you know, just, you know, if you need a car right away, obviously you'll have to figure that out, what you need to do. But when you go to these lots, it looks like to me they have more cars available. So now they have to sell them, right? So you think they're just going to not sell you a car? I think they have no choice. Especially as used cars have gone up, it's like the margin has gotten smaller. So now they have to sell you new cars. So it's still a good time to buy a new car, because you're gonna get a car that doesn't have a huge margin on it, and they're just gonna get it off the lot. I mean, they have no incentive to keep it. So let's now make our way to Plano, and then we'll look at well, the BMW dealer was under construction at the time. The Mercedes dealer, the GMC dealer, they were empty. And then we have Toyota Plano, and then Lexus Plano. So let's check that out. And then there's like, well, there's more to look at. So plenty of stuff to look at. Let's get moving. I just saw a digital billboard sign thing that said Ozone Watch, try carpooling. And I'm thinking, you know, you're still driving a vehicle, so that doesn't really help. I think the only way you can fix the ozone watch, which doesn't make sense because it's not like there's terrible traffic. It is 11:44, so you'd figure it'd be like rush hour traffic right now, and it's pretty light. But you'd think that carpooling wouldn't do much and how are you gonna carpool anyway? What kind of asinine stuff is that? No one works in the same building anymore. That's impossible. Unless you want to carpool to lunch, and even then you're working remotely. I mean, that whole concept to me is like, yeah, we're gonna have to work on that, I guess. So what I would say is walk to lunch, and then it's like, oh no, it's an ozone alert, so you're not supposed to be outside, you know. But I look at this, and obviously it looks very, very nice today. It's just hot and muggy. It's 93 degrees. So, I mean, I'm not driving a convertible in this weather, that's for sure. I'm driving something with air conditioning and good ventilation, good AC system. So we're heading over towards Plano, and we're gonna see what the dealerships have over there. Take your best guess. There's another Ford dealer over there. I'm off the toll road here, so I'm not going to get off, but look at the gaps between each of their trucks that they parked. So they have half or maybe a third of what they should have. We're gonna keep going. You know, I'm looking at that Bentley convertible right there, and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe they should consider carpooling. I'd carpool in that Bentley, wouldn't you? Nice. So now we're going west, but now we get on the Dallas North Tollway, and we head north on the North Tollway rather than south for obvious reasons. So when we get to Spring Creek, that's where we'll end up with the BMW, Lexus, Mercedes dealers that I shot last time, and it was raining really hard. And we'll see what the differences are. My guess is that Mercedes lots will be completely empty still, unless they don't need to have any overflow parking. And obviously, with Manheim buying all those, Manheim having all those used cars bought by rental car companies, you know, I think that in a couple months, if those rental car companies start dumping these cars after the summer, then the used car market will be the complete opposite. It'll go 50% the other way. So that's a risk you take with buying a used car right now, is that, you know, new car depreciation versus used car depreciation, but you're buying a used car when the market's really hot. Like, I saw a 2017 Volkswagen Golf for 21 grand. That car was like 24 brand new in 2017. So I highly doubt that car can maintain that much resale value, especially in 6 months from now, when it's easier just to get a new car. So let's see what happens. All right, we're gonna get off real soon here. By the way, the Honda's pretty smooth on the freeway here. No real wind noise. I hear a lot of the tire noise, but it's not drastic. And I don't hear the engine at all. And that's because obviously as a hybrid, it's supplemented with the electric motor, but I don't hear any exhaust note. There's no roughness. There's no vibration at all. All right, there's Spring Creek. So we're gonna get off real quick here. Okay, just over there is BMW. So we'll do that first. There's probably not going to be much to see. Hey, well, you know what? We'll go right. Because why wait in traffic? Always take the path of least resistance. I learned that driving around in Austin. All right. Definitely a lot of construction trailers over there. Looks like they have actual new cars parked in their little display show area. And then that lot is empty. Looks like they actually expanded their construction. Service cars and then used cars. I don't know where the new cars are. Make a U-turn. So there's really no backside to this dealership. Tesla service is on the other side, so boom. Nothing over there. Nothing. There is a lot just between here and that building over there, but it's totally obscured with bushes and stuff. But if they have this much under construction, they don't have much over there in that little lot. And you can even try and see there's an Enterprise rental truck for some reason. So anything behind those bushes, like along there, not sure. All right, we're gonna go to Lexus next. They're across on the other side of this bridge. That dirty, dirty Range Rover Sport SVR right there. Nice. Okay, Lexus dealer. Some gaps there. Oh, they have a lot of LXs over there. Damn. So we are near the Toyota Plano HQ, so this is like the biggest Lexus dealer I know of. I don't know how many cars they are supposed to have, but they don't have an Impact. Wow. Even in the center of the lot, they still have plenty of stuff going on. But you do see a few missing cars in the lineup. All right, Mercedes is next. Lexus definitely does not have an issue with Car-nage. Nice LC500 convertible there. Wow. Oh boy. Mercedes. So they have some new cars now. GMC does not. Okay, so on the left is GMC Buick. I don't see much going on there at all. And then over here is Mercedes, and those aren't new E-classes, by the way. Well, there is a new E-class coming, but that doesn't look like it. And then, interestingly, see what they're doing? You see this trick here? That Honda looks like it has a new window sticker in it, but that's a used car. So, essentially, they make it look like it's a new car with that window sticker design. That's the problem now, is you drive by and you're like, oh, but that's not a Honda dealer. This is all pre-owned. So, that's the difference. Let me make a U-turn. So they don't have much here at the Mercedes dealer. A bunch of E-classes, but they don't look like the new ones. But they are. There's a window sticker in that champagne colored one. Totally empty over here. I should probably get out of here before, you know, Mercedes sends their goons after me, being in a manufacturer vehicle. And then, let's see, we've got some vans and stuff. So yeah, it looks pretty bad over there at Mercedes and completely terrible at GMC. All right, there's another set of dealerships we can hit. We'll go do that. Let's check out this Accord Performance. Oh yes, hard left. You gotta get tire squeal just on the balance. CVT. Well, I'm not interested anymore. CVT for me is game over. Do not put me in a CVT. I'll take a dual clutch or a traditional automatic. I'll definitely take a manual. So manual, dual clutch, regular DCT. I mean, not a DCT, that's dual clutch. CVT, continuously variable transmission, the worst. But it's how they blend it with the electric motor. But Volvo doesn't use a CVT, and they have a hybrid on every one of their models. And it's a 400 horsepower deal, the electric motor in the back and a regular setup up front. So they don't need a CVT. I just don't. CVTs, I guess, are like the MBA's death grip on scalability and savings and cost infrastructure, blah blah blah, all that corporate lingo crap, which I don't care about. That's probably their justification for a CVT. So take this, Honda, thank you for the car, but you're paying the toll. Right on. Tell your accountants I'm so sorry, but I have to test out the CVT, right? Okay, so now we're gonna end up over at this next exit or two, and based on that exit, there's another Volkswagen dealer, some other kind of dealer. Yeah, I'll get this sorted out. I'll catch up with you. All right, we are definitely in Frisco now, and once I get around the other side of this toll lane, you'll discover we're gonna see the car dealership that basically is the Bruce Willis of cars. Do you know what I'm talking about? Bruce Willis of cars? It's the Kia. I did a story about that a long time ago, like the Kia Soul, the Kia, whatever they all are. We don't remember all the names, but we see them everywhere, and it's just sort of like Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is in like all the movies as cameos, and I don't remember any of his roles. I don't remember any of the character names he's played, except for John McClane, of course. So beyond that, yeah, Kia reminds me of Bruce Willis. Vice versa. Okay. Right over there. That is a gigantic furniture store. Apparently they have furniture to sell, unlike other furniture places that charge you now for something they don't even have and then try and get it to you 6 months later. That's the worst purchase you can ever make in your life. It's not a car. Depreciation on a car is nothing like depreciation on your couch. Depreciation on your couch, that's like 90% in the first month. No one wants your stupid couch. I mean, there's nothing you can do with a couch. Plus, no one really wants anything that you've been farting on anyway. All right, so Kia. Last time this place was empty. I'm not sure if it's like under construction or they're moving out or if they're totally impacted. It looks strange. Yeah, they have a security truck there. Maybe they're done. Maybe they're out of business. Look at the Chevy dealer. It's just as bad. Holy smokes. 6 Tahoes? 12 Tahoes? Oh, God. Wow. I would not want to have a Chevrolet right now, especially when you got to take it in for service. You are a sucker. Okay, so the Jeep dealer, can't really tell. Well, the restaurant next to them's closed, that's for sure. Oh my God. That's a whole different show you could do about, you know, the current economy and inflation and stuff. I don't want to get into any of that right now. We're fine in Texas. Don't come to Texas. We're fine. That's a whole different discussion. Now, the only other time used cars have gone up in value, and I've experienced this myself, was like 2009 during Cash for Clunkers. I owned a Volkswagen Jetta TDI, the diesel sedan, and during Cash for Clunkers, I had just bought it, and it was actually a 2010, and I got it in September of 09. No, I'll have to decline that call. So basically, the value of the 2010 Jetta went up because people wanted to take advantage of Cash for Clunkers. So a used Jetta was worth more than a new one. Of course, you couldn't get a new one. So I don't think we'll see that now, like where a used Golf is more than a new Golf, because you can still get a new Golf. I didn't see too many at the VW dealer, but you can get a new Atlas, you can get new anything, Tiguan, whatever. But what I'm trying to tell you is don't immediately think a used car is your best deal. Just because the new car dealer doesn't have any new cars and they only have used cars, don't think you have to get a used car. I mean, look at the alternatives, right? Instead of an Audi Q3, go get the Mazda CX-5. Instead of a Mercedes E-Class, go get a Genesis G80 if they have any new ones, right? Just keep that in mind, especially when, you know, you go to this Chevy dealer and they're like, oh, we only have Ford F-150s, and, you know, this happens to be a 2019 with 86,000 miles, and we want 25 for it. And, you know, 6 months later it goes down to like 15 because everyone can get a new F-150 now, especially when everyone wants that F-150 Lightning EV truck, which, you know, we'll see how long it takes them to get that. They can't even get the freaking Bronco full size on the lots. All right, so past the toll road we're going to cross underneath there on the map is another set of dealerships. So we'll see what they've got. And then I think we'll call that a tour for the day. Thank you for watching. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Definitely comment. Tell me what your car would be if it was the last car on earth, which pretty much practically is. What would you end up buying? And would you spend more than sticker for it? Or would you just be a complete holdout? Tell me what your thoughts are, because I'd like to actually want to know if your car was totaled today and you had to get a new one, what would you do? What would you do? What's your game plan? You gotta have a game plan for that. Over there's Honda, so we'll see what they can do. Catch up with you. All right, I'm driving, so I can't really look. They have used cars. I saw a Challenger or a Charger, a Nissan. Those are not new cars. Ford, here's a Ford dealer. And I can't tell if, no, those are Rams. Why are there Rams? See, I just don't get it. Like, they're buying competitors' trucks. Nissan, no one's buying a Nissan unless they absolutely have to. Although the Armada is the only one I would probably get. So Nissan's not affected, but I just think they're not selling, that's all. Volvo, okay, Cadillac. Cadillac didn't have much, they still don't. Infiniti still has cars. Those are all new QX80s. Volvo's got cars. Volvo sales are actually up like 180%. There's some gaps, but yeah. So your alternatives will have to be Mazda, Volvo, maybe Volkswagen. I know the alternatives aren't that bad compared to the mainstream stuff that you can't get anymore, right? I'm gonna have to make a U-turn. So there you go. Ironically, we're almost across from the Toyota HQ for North America. Oh yeah, we are. How funny is that? Okay. Well, thank you for watching, and more videos to come. Obviously, there will be a review of this Honda Accord Hybrid, but not yet. Those parking garages there, that's Toyota HQ. And these cars coming in hot. That's why I do not like hybrids that are slow, because you just can't, like that. Look at these trucks coming. You got trucks coming. Like you got to be able to pull out in front of all this stuff. My God, I changed my mind before we got to 60. All right, let me get on that toll road and head back to civilization. So when I talk about cars being slow, it's a safety issue in my mind. It's not about, you know, having to be first. It's about, you know, when I'm pulling out in front of people and I got to get going, I got trucks coming behind me and stuff like that. You got to be able to make it. Okay, maybe that's not Toyota. Toyota's behind us or something. Who knows? I don't care. If you want more Car-nage stuff, give me a couple weeks. Let's see what happens with the market. I know that at the end of June, yeah, that was Toyota. at the end of June, there's more stuff happening in the economy side. Maybe they'll raise rates, maybe they won't. Maybe the forbearances will end, maybe they won't. That'll really affect people's credit score, not only for mortgages and rent, but for student loans. It's either going to be the end of June or the end of September. So, you know, basically, if they can do anything to kind of like delay or defer the pain for the consumers, they're going to do that. And then they're going to do that in the name of keeping everything inflated. Do they need to inflate? Thanks, Honda, for paying the toll again. Ugh, this is Florida. I can't even get on the frickin' toll road. Wow. Are they going to keep things inflated all the way through the end of the year? They might have to, because if they can't, then everything goes the opposite direction twice as fast. So, do you want to be stuck with a new car that's depreciating, or do you want to be stuck with a used car that's depreciating? That's up to you. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Wow. 98 degrees outside, and that doesn't even account for the relative humidity. So the heat index is probably, I don't know, 111. This is hot. And it's only June 14th. This is like August weather. Oh, man. All right. I gotta find a place to eat that has good AC, because once you get hot in this heat and you go between heat and air conditioning and heat and air conditioning, you go back and forth, you actually start losing your mind. And you'll see that on the road. Like, some people just cannot stay in a straight line. It's like they're drunk, and it's because of this heat. So if you move to Texas, just be aware of that in the summer when you say people can't drive. Oh no, it is total annihilation from all of the heat and AC and just going back and forth all day long. The other thing too is you got to drink plenty of fluids. Always be drinking. ABC. That's ABD, but you know what I mean. Always be consuming. So, all right, more videos to come. I don't know what it's going to be. I might do that Tiguan at that VW dealer. I should see if that's possible, because I haven't actually seen any info on the Tiguan yet. That would be pretty cool. If you want me to do the Tiguan, leave me 3 thumbs up. You know what I mean? Thumbs up, and then more comments. Leave me as many comments as you can. How about that? Thank you.